The town of Cresson, Pennsylvania has long been a hot spot along the Middle Division of the Pennsylvania Railroad. Across the street from the tracks is the Station Inn, a railroad-themed bed and breakfast that is the stuff of Railfan legend. We made plans to stay at the inn months before a trip to the Keystone State in the fall of 2024. It turned out to be a fortuitous decision, as the railfanning weather turned out to be less than ideal. The porch of the Station Inn was a perfect place to watch the action during the rainy fall weather.
253.1. Track 1, no defects.
There goes the trash train. Fortunately, we were across the street. Unsurprisingly, given its cargo, this train can be quite aromatic. That's Amtrak's Pennsylvanian, which passes once a day in each direction. Norfolk Southern acquired this part of the old Pennsylvania Railroad when Conrail was split between NS and CSX. This was famously a 4-track main line back in the day. 3 tracks remain today, and running meets are very common. Eastbound trains are working hard past Cresson as they climb to the summit of the grade at Gallitzin, which is only a few miles away. Most trains will have manned helpers on the rear end. After a brief stop, an eastbound train of oil cans continues up the mountain. rain slacked off a bit, so we decided to head up to the summit at Gallitzin. It's a short drive up Pennsylvania Highway 53 to get there, and the highway crosses over the tracks before we turn right onto Chestnut Street to reach the tracks downtown. In town, we pass beneath the tracks and make a left turn onto the aptly named Railroad Street. This takes us to a convenient place to park and watch the action in easy view of the tunnel portal. Just after we arrived, a train of empty oil cans exited the tunnel. A few minutes later, an empty coal train came along. It wasn't long before an eastbound intermodal train rounded the curve along Railroad Street. The weather was getting nasty again, so we decided to head back down the mountain to our vantage point on the porch at the station inn. The rain had picked up quite a bit by the time we got there. As darkness falls, another empty oil train descends the grade. We'll be listening to trains pass from our rooms all night. The next day was still cloudy, but the rain had fortunately moved on. We headed a few miles down Highway 53 to Carney's crossing just east of Lilly. This is one of the few grade crossings on the line, which is mostly grade separated. It wasn't long before a coal train came up the mountain. Next, we headed into Lilly. It turned out we'd have been better off where we were when the Conrail Heritage Unit passed on the far side of this intermodal train. Meats are nice, but sometimes they bite you in the butt. We spent the rest of our day shooting at Cassandra, a few miles west of Lilly. After the trash train passed, a manifest freight slowly made its way up the grade. Intermodal trains often make better time up the mountain. We got lucky on this day, as we were in the right place at the right time to catch the Lackawanna Heritage Unit leading a westbound down the grade. Quite a few fans had caught wind of the unit's approach, and we had plenty of company. We were about to call it a day when an approaching headlight announced another train climbing the grade. Yes, a meet! What better way to end our visit?